Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We are here with Jeff and Luffy, and we're going to demonstrate all the obedience commands he's learned here at school. But first we're going to introduce the training equipment. Jeff's got a standard 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, which leaves his left hand free to make any correction. And with Luffy, the only correction we give here at school is a little subtle tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment. Now, as you'll notice, Luffy is seated very nicely at Jeff's left, which is where all the training starts and stops. And the first command we're going to demonstrate is heeling. Heeling is properly walking on the leash, always on your left, and the command is Luffy, heel.
Luffy, heel.
Now with Luffy, we like to make this, and with all of our dogs, a very happy experience. You know, Jeff lightens the tone of his voice. We use the occasional treat, and if you hear some clicking, that's Jeff using a clicker here for Luffy's focus and as a reward system as well. Lots of praise. You'll notice also too, whenever Jeff stops, Luffy's been trained to automatically sit and wait for another command. So whenever you stop walking in the streets, stop at a crosswalk or talk to friends, he's been trained to stop and sit automatically. Now the next command we're going to demonstrate for you is Luffy's ability to hold a sit-stay. So take your left open palm, push a couple inches from Luffy's muzzle, and the one-word firm command to stay.
Stay.
So with your stationary commands at home, have him hold this sit-stay for 30 seconds, slowly working up to 3 minutes. Practice these commands inside and outside of your home, and we like to do it initially in a distraction-free environment just like this yard is here. So Jeff has him hold this. When he returns back to Luffy, he's going to walk all the way around him as an added distraction. It's Luffy's job to hold that. He gets a lot of praise, and then they take off heeling again. Jeff will increase his pace or speed up and slow down, anything to kind of keep Luffy more focused. Nice automatic sit.
Stay.
We'll show you that sit-stay again. If you're working indoors, you can drop the leash and go 8, 10, 12 feet away from Luffy. Again, have him hold this. And then instead of returning back to Luffy, this time Jeff's going to call him out of that. And the command is Luffy, come. Have him come back, and then he's going to sit facing you. Number one, it's a great way to teach him to come when called. 2, it's also a great way to have him greet you in an appropriate manner. So not jumping up on you, and he doesn't get praise or a reward until he's got all 4 feet on the ground. And he did a really nice job with that. Another really nice automatic sit. We'll show you that sit-stay and the recall one more time. And then the command is Luffy, come. Again, Jeff makes that a really happy command. We want this experience to be great for Luffy. And then they take off heeling again. We practice these commands every day and multiple times a day, but we keep our training sessions relatively short. 15 minutes is certainly long enough. Another beautiful automatic sit. And then the next commands we're going to demonstrate for you is going to be Luffy's ability to lay down on command. So always have him seated first. You're going to use your left open palm, push it towards the ground, and the one-word firm command to down. And we have a little blanket out here for Luffy because it's a little chilly and he doesn't have much of a coat. So we have a blanket out here to make him a little bit more comfortable. With your down stays at home, you can practice anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes, working slowly up to 5 minutes. And again, you can practice right inside your home. When Jeff returns back to Luffy, he walks all the way around him. He's looking for a little bit of belly rubs, which Jeff, of course, gives him. And then they take off heeling again. You can see he's got a little pep in his step. He's very, very eager to please. Another nice automatic sit. We'll show you that down from heel position one more time. And the only time we use Luffy's name in training is when you're heeling with him, so Luffy heel, or when you're calling him Luffy come. With these stationary commands, we just use the one-word command. Jeff's going to have him hold this for a second or two, and then instead of returning back to him, he's going to show you the recall from the down position.
Luffy, come.
Again, it's Luffy come. Jeff takes a couple steps back, and Luffy comes back and sits very nicely and gets praise and a little treat as a reward.
Luffy, come.
And then the very last command we're going to demonstrate for you is going to be Luffy's ability to lay down from a distance. So again, have him seated first. You're going to give him that stay command. You're going to take a couple steps away from him. This is a little bit harder because you're not next to him. And then you're going to use your right hand and the one-word firm command to down. And that's probably Luffy's favorite command anyway. If you notice, Jeff had a little tiny tension on that leash because he wanted to lay down anyway. But we want him to respond to our commands and to your commands. So that was his ability to lay down from a distance, and like with everything else, you can increase the distance and increase the amount of time he holds these commands. He is an absolute love. He loves affection. He loves Jeff, obviously. And he loves all of us here, and we love him. So we want to thank you so much for trusting us with Luffy and trusting Nora's Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer. And we'll see you very soon. Have a great day, and stay safe.